This is Waco Tanks from Clout Gaming, here with some intermediate clashing. So today I want to show you guys this new deck that I've been messing with, specifically for Grand Challenges and some for 2v2. It's Night Witch, Ram, Bandit, Dark Goblin, Log, Zap, Rocket, and Ice Golem. And it's just kind of a fun, strange deck. I don't know who came up with it or who came up with this sort of meta, but I've been seeing a lot recently. And the way I got this particular configuration was I lost to it once. And I thought, well, I should learn how that thing works. And one of the best ways to learn a deck is to try and win with it. So here you're going to see me going up against Night Witch, Golem Night Witch, which again, this is I think the third video in a row where I'm going up against Golem Night Witch. But that seems to be a pretty dominant deck in the meta, so I don't feel bad about it. You're going to see me miss this Rocket right off the bat. It's one of those where you put your finger in the right spot, and when you lift your finger up it misses, but that's a secondary tower, so even though it's a misplay, it's not going to be a game ender for us. Now you see that first attack going really nicely, take out half a tower right from the get-go, and then this is a huge misplay on his part. He should be running the Golem from his weak side. You notice both my towers are the same. There's no advantage to him going against one or the other from his perspective, except defensively. Now I can very much destroy that tower, as you see me essentially do there. Now I think what he was thinking was he doesn't want me to build a counter push that could damage the tower, and that is correct play for something like maybe a hog push. You'd want to push your hog from your strong side. But I'm not going to develop much of a counterattack for a Golem. In fact, for a Golem, I'm going to be pushing the opposite lane. So this was really a huge misplay. Totally makes up for the miffed Rocket that I had earlier. Now, this time you're going to see me do it correctly, hitting both the tower and the pump. And I mean, the game is so over already. Okay, just some basic technical aspects for this deck. I really like putting the Night Witch in the back and then running whatever. And the nice thing about the Battle Ram is while it does seek towers, it's also a defensive card because the Barbarians can, do defensive work. Now, I like to put the Dark Goblin behind the Ice Golem, and I like to just use the Witch, the Night Witch for almost like a knight, just to do melee damage and kind of let the bats be just icing the cake. Now you're going to see here that he knocks one tower down, and that's nice. Oh, there you go. Defensive Battle Ram. The Battle Ram's just soaking up damage there. It's essentially a buffer Ice Golem. But after his misplay at the start, I've got too much ahead. So that was this deck. I don't know what to call it, but that was this deck against Night Witch Golem. Oh, you see there, I lost to Forgotten Soul from Twitch Surtag. I can't compete with the big boys, right? So definitely recommend watching Surtag's Twitch stream if you get a chance. The dude is definitely pushing boundaries. So here you're gonna see me play against just a nice regular bowler graveyard deck. I like to start out with an Ice Golem Dark Goblin push if I've got those two, or I'll start out with a Battle Ram Bandit push if I've got those two. Now here, I know that bowler's pasted to that tower for a while, so I can rock it out. And again, the Battle Ram, not really an attack there so much as just a distraction for his Executioner. And he has to respond to it. That's the nice thing about Battle Ram. You can't really ignore Battle Ram. It does too much damage. So I mitigated the Executioner and completely shut down his E-Wiz. So that's 9 elixir for 4 elixir with the way that worked out. So Battle Ram's a nice card if you can use it at the right times. So here's the Night Witch, and then he reveals his graveyard and he poisons, so my bats aren't going to do a whole lot of help. Luckily, I was able to put the Dark Goblin behind the poison and have the Bandit rush through the poison. Now, I know that I'm going to be taking damage from any sort of a graveyard. If he's going to poison me, I'm automatically going to be taking damage, and I can't count on my Night Witch to do too much work. So I like to, like I've said before, I like to think of the Night Witch kind of like a knight. and there's a tower. So I like to think of her as a melee unit that just also has a little bit of bonus, the bats. So if you think about a graveyard defense using a knight, then a Night Witch would be an ideal substitution from this deck, except for the fact that you're paying 1 extra elixir for bats that do nothing with the poison. So that's my thinking there. Now I'm just going to push a little bit. I don't know why he's floating elixir there, maybe just see what I'm going to do. Executioner really does a good job of shutting down my Night Witch, but I can rocket it and get value. I don't know whether that was the best move or not, but my thinking with rockets is, if you think about doing it, do it, because you can't decide to do it later. Yeah, here's what I'm talking about. So Night Witch put in as a classic knight defense, and then an Ice Golem also to tank, and the Dark Goblin. So I'm spending a lot of elixir here, and he's just going to get damaged. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments how to better defend, but as far as I see it, if I'm going up against Graveyard with poison, I'm going to take some damage. So I just want to be able to outplay him with things like a value rocket right there. So that was 9 elixir for 6 elixir. Here, the Dark Goblin really does a lot of work. That log was just a fat miss. I think that was one of those where I just assumed things would stack up more than they did. But you're going to see right here, just barely not quite enough. And that's the game. So I kind of feel like I could have done a little bit better there, but not by a whole lot. I'm pretty happy with how that went. So one more match here. I want to show you just a little bit more about the attacking power of this deck, because I feel like I've mostly been talking about defense. So I'm going to open up with a really powerful Battle Ram and Bandit push that's just going to crush his right tower. So you see me start out, play a little bit defensively. I like to play that Dark Goblin back just a little bit in case they throw a log down. He's playing minor poison, and that's a strong deck, still a very powerful deck, but this is a variation with which I'm not very familiar. So you see me right here with this very powerful Battle Ram Bandit push. Now look at this. We have similar pushes and similar defenses, but I have the Battle Ram to where he had the Zap and an Ice Spirit. So I've paid 1 more elixir than he did, and we both defended with an Ice Golem, but look at that. My tower is 1100 higher than his tower. Also, I want to talk about the center line here. So, I played that Dark Goblin close to the center, and if he would have attacked on the other side, the Dark Goblin could have attacked left side. But you're going to see, and this is something that just happens with Bandit, if you try playing Bandit near the center line, sometimes she'll swap lanes. So you have to be aware of that when you're playing close to the center. Playing close to the center is great. See, I mean, look at this. Perfect defense by him, completely shuts down my Night Witch by distracting it, and he has a threat that I have to respond to with the Battle Ram. Really, really great play by him, I think. So playing close to the center line is great for luring from the opposite lane, but you're going to see here, in a little bit, what happens if you play close to the center line with the Bandit, and you're going to see him have his Bandit switch lanes. Okay, so I played kind of a defensive Battle Ram. It really kind of fizzles there. Didn't really do what I wanted it to do. We get some nice damage in, but it didn't stop anything. I was hoping to maybe aggro one of his guys. That failed hard. You're going to see a nice log on the Bandit. In a little bit, I'm going to try that same move, and it's going to fail because of the Bandit's dash. Really, really nice. I love the Bandit. It's just a neat card. Still don't really know how to use her, but I think she's a neat card. Okay, that's what I was trying to do earlier, a defensive Battle Ram where you lure the attacking troop. Now look, here, just 2 bandits bashing each other, and then this bandit switches lanes, and it goes from the right lane, where it could have been playing defense, to the left lane, where now it's just going to kind of be a mess. It does miss my log, which is nice, but, it switched lanes. You're going to see this bandit also switch lanes, so I don't know if that was intentional or if he was trying to lure my Night Witch. But now this bandit could have been, attacking my tower with his miner and his poison, and it didn't get to, which means I win just with the rocket and the log. Just wanted to show you some of the attacking strategies with this deck. Hope you enjoy the video and have a good one. Thanks for watching.